What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of We Loves to See It, filming here at Third Wheel Podcast Studio. I'm Mimi.
I'm Simone.
And we are here today with Kelsey Cesar, a one-time Olympic hopeful turned Hollywood star.
Yep, and then you also now can catch him either getting killed on bitch ass for sucking at Jenga, or you could see him play one of the greatest rappers ever, Nas, on the Hulu series Wu-Tang. Saga continues. Kelsey, thank you for coming.
Thank you, Kelsey.
So exciting. So actually, just to give a little play-by-play, Kelsey and I met each other when we worked at the Henry in West Hollywood in like 2018, something crazy. Really, really fucked up times, but obviously that's how you start in this bitch. So wait, tell us a little bit about, for people that don't know you, where you're from, why you moved here, that journey.
I am from Houston, Texas.
H-Town.
H-Town,
Let's go.
where all the
Beyonce.
greats are. Exactly.
Yes.
Hillary Duff.
Hillary Duff, yes.
Oh my God, duh. Come on.
That was a good one. But I'm from the H-Town. I was in TV and film ever since I was probably like 14, 15 years old. So I actually went to the same acting school as Hillary Duff, like maybe like a year or two before she like blew up.
Wow.
Wait, that's so funny. That's so crazy.
It is.
Yeah.
Have you guys met?
I haven't met her personally, but the same acting coach, like it had me, her, Kendrick Sampson, who's like on, he was on Insecure. We was in the same class.
I love him. He's great.
So I've had a really, really good journey in that, but I also was an athlete. So, I mean, to live in Texas, you gotta play sports.
Right.
Like, it's either you're an athlete, and if you're a girl, you're the cheerleader of your brother.
Yes, yes.
Friday Night Lights.
yes, for sure.
Friday Night Lights, that is definitely like a thing.
Oh, I know. I'm
Texas.
from Alabama.
Oh, 100%.
So I get
it. So yeah, I definitely played football. I ran track, and then I ended up going from football to track, and I went to college and ran professionally for a little bit as well.
Where'd you go to college?
I went to Arizona State.
Okay.
That is a party school.
Very much a party school.
I went to University of Alabama, and so I wonder who's the bigger.
Alcoholic?
But yeah, exactly.
I remember for me, if I couldn't have a good time unless we were drinking. So if drinking wasn't involved, I'm like, I'm going home.
Right.
And we drank a lot at Arizona State. I mean, so much. Like, I feel like you naturally become an alcoholic if you go to Arizona State.
What was it like being at a D1 school that's west of the Mississippi? Because I know all about the SEC.
Oh yeah, so yeah.
I mean, what would you say it was a different experience? Because I mean, probably a lot more of the kids at ASU, they're coming from bigger metropolitan areas versus a lot of the kids from that are going to SEC schools in the South. They're coming from like small, teeny tiny towns, right?
I would probably imagine that the people in the SE schools probably lose their goddamn mind when they finally go to college.
Oh, they do.
Yeah, that makes so much sense, though.
Yeah, because I didn't think about that. Because, I mean, being an athlete, you meet so many people on your track team or, like, whatever sport that you're in that are from all over the country. So I think for a lot of us, especially myself, that's, like, the first time experience you meet people that are from, like, rural areas and not metropolitan areas.
Right.
I mean, Arizona State obviously get like a lot of the kids from California, but we do get people from all over the United States as well. But I would probably say, hands down, when it comes to maybe your party experience versus mine, it probably is just a little bit better because of the simple fact that like it's more remote in those colleges versus.
Right.
Arizona State is Tempe, but Phoenix is the city, you know?
Right. And plus, you didn't have much time to be, going around partying because you were a runner, you're a track star.
No, you were right.
Yeah, were they strict on you guys for like doing your sports and stuff like that? Did they like check in, make sure you didn't party or whatever?
Yeah.
I don't know. How does that even?
We definitely got drug tests. So,
Okay.
you couldn't smoke weed and stuff like that. You still can't. But as far as like partying and stuff, we used to try to fit it in our schedule as much as possible if we could, but it was pretty strict. Like, You could party, like for us, you could party as long as you were able to perform at practice. And Friday practices were brutal because in college the party starts on Thursday. You know,
it sure does.
Yeah,
Thursday night.
You know what's funny? A random story. Did you guys ever see The Last Dance, the Michael Jordan series?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, so oh my God, you have to. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So different episodes involve different players mainly, right? And the episode where they were talking about Dennis Rodman, they were like, yo, this motherfucker's a beast. Like, they said that he would party and do all the drugs till all hours, and the next day they would do those drills where they have to run around, and this motherfucker would be overlapping them.
Because he was high.
But yeah, maybe that
amphetamine.
Was it. But the fact that he didn't have that come down, that he was just a fucking beast. But I think that if you really love something and you're passionate about it, when you get there, it's time to do your shit. And then when you party, you do whatever, you know?
You know what's funny? Growing up, you think of those NBA players as heartthrobs and everything. And Michael Jordan was certainly, Mr. All-America.
Right.
And Dennis Rodman, to me, as a little kid, I was kind of oh, what's wrong with him? But now, I think he would be the one.
You used to
that would be the one I'd be
Who
all
hurt you?
about. Everybody.
He's the rebel.
Everybody.
Yeah, we like a rebel. That's crazy. So did you, when you were going to do track and stuff, obviously you were pursuing acting. Was this just, okay, I'm in college, so I'm going to do this, I'm good at it, but I'm also going to pursue acting? Or were you like, yo, I'm really going to try to make this a thing? Was this going to be?
Oh, what, my track?
Yeah.
Well, so for college, I couldn't do TV and film stuff because of NCAA rules. Now the rules have changed where they could do it. But back then we couldn't. So I was completely into school and into track, which it did suck at the time because I somehow still found myself when I was, because I didn't start at Arizona State. I started at Long Beach State and then I transferred to Arizona State.
Okay.
But when I was at Long Beach State for the year that I was there, I found myself in the entertainment industry and meeting people and being a part of that era of entertainment that we watched growing up, because that was I got the experience of the reality show, with The Hills and LA being that, and seeing. I think it's funny now seeing how LA has changed from just the element of Hollywood and nightlife,
right?
What it was when the reality stars were the big players
popping off,
yeah. So that was an interesting time to be in, but then. I removed, when I moved to Arizona to go to Arizona State, I removed myself from that, but still kind of kept ties with my industry friends.
Right.
And so I would go to Arizona. I would go to California when I had time off to go hang out with my friends that either at USC or my industry friends. So it was I would get best of both worlds, but I couldn't really dabble in the entertainment industry as much, but I can go to the parties, but literally come back to Arizona and it's just
back to
college life.
Yeah, exactly.
And track and field, and this is what I'm doing.
Right.
But I will say it was a point that I was because when I moved back here, I was taking track and field very serious. But I also was you know what? I have more time because I don't have school. I just got to focus on my sport. I can squeeze in time to work as an actor or pick my career back up from when I was a kid.
Right.
And the balance of that was a little bit hard because with track you have a set schedule.
For sure.
From when you wake up to practice to
and you gotta be fit, boy.
Yeah. So and even that being a grown person now, because I'm out of college, you still setting these limits that you've been on since you were
well, you're disciplined.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can even see that in your outfit
Sure
today.
can,
You're
sweetie.
giving it's
Thank you.
Hollywood, but it's a little track star.
He's
too.
I
You
still
the
got my
shorts
tone
on.
on my shit.
Yeah,
I'm
I
fit.
work hard. I try.
Fit boy.
What did your parents think about when you came back out here? And obviously now you're doing this, you know? Were they oh my God, yes, stick with that acting shit? Or were they yo, we want you to be a fucking Olympian or whatever? You know what I mean? What was that transition to make the decision? Because you can't really do,
No, you can't do both.
Right.
That is it's crazy.
Maybe Dennis Rodman could if he would have
well,
been.
what kind of drugs he's on? Let me know, bitch. Let me know.
For real,
I'm never too good for that.
I think for the most part, my parents was pretty supportive. My dad is huge sports fanatic. He likes every athlete ever. And he obviously definitely was rooting for me to definitely pursue the Olympic career. But also
wow.
he appreciated my TV and film career too, because he was the one before I even went to college and I was doing it in high school, was taking me to my auditions. So like
Right.
it worked out for me in that sense of just having the support system of my family to do both things and really just go out and do them. And I guess I'm lucky enough that my parents were like, you know, whatever, how it works out for you to be the Olympian or the actor, we support you.
We got a star.
For sure. And I'm sure that doing that, you know, track and field gave you that discipline, of course, but also towards your acting career. You know what I mean? You know how to hone in and take that shit seriously. Whereas a lot of people come out to California or LA rather, and they're like, oh yeah, I want to be an actor, but I want to like be in the scene and I want to do this. And you're just like, bitch, I know what it takes to really get where you have to be. And you did like the work, you've done that. So, and here you are, you know, what was your first like role where you were like, okay, I'm about to blow the fuck up right now? Like, you know? Or when you thought that this is going to be my stepping stone to something else?
I would say the first one was like the first theatrical release movie that I did. And it was a sports movie. It was called Slamma Jamma. It was independently distributed. But that was really cool because that was like my first big experience. They had set amount of theaters that we're going to be in.
Oh, wow.
I shot for 2 months, and that movie actually took me out of my track career, to be honest. I was training for the 2016 Olympics at the time.
Oh, shit.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
And we were into the spring season of the professional career, which is really the most important season, because I did all fall training, and then I got to spring. And early spring, I would probably say I booked this movie in February. I booked a movie, and so then I'm like, how can I like maneuver booking this film and then train for the Olympic trials?
Oh, God.
And
Pressure.
so, you know, I tried it for the first week, and then I was like, I really need to like focus on my TV and film stuff, because it's just like you work long hours on set, and I don't think people really understand, like, TV and film is draining. Like, you're working 8 hours on set, sometimes longer than 8 hours. And that was like doing that and then trying to go to track practice.
Exhausting. There's no
giving my life, like literally pain, blood, sweat, tears on the track. And I think at that moment I had just made the decision of like, I'm just gonna do the TV and film thing, and then when I'm finished, I'm gonna see where and try to like squeeze in some dates. And by the time I got to the end of it, I was just like, I think I'm about to pivot to just acting. And
gotta make that decision.
I felt like this movie was gonna do what it was supposed to do. It didn't.
That's a classic story.
But I mean, it was experience. It played in theaters.
Wow.
You know, I got paid fairly decent, and I just got the experience that I wanted to know. I think that was the defining moment for me to know, like, this is actually what I really want to do.
And you
like,
can do it, yes.
Yes, and I can do it.
How many people can actually say they were training for the Olympics and shoot a movie at the same time? Like, Kelsey, I'm pretty sure you're
You
one
built
of
different.
one.
You built different.
You are one
sweetie.
of one. We loves to see it.
We
for
do love to
sure.
see it.
That's crazy.
That's fucking major. And then tell us about this bitch ass, the horror type film of it. And the intro of it, or the trailer rather, it would say something like the first black serial killer or whatever.
Masked.
Does Candyman not count?
Candyman doesn't count because he wasn't a mask.
Yeah.
Oh, got it. Like
serial
a Saw
killer.
type.
Yeah,
motherfucker.
he was just a serial killer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's in the movie.
Yes, that's right. That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. That's right. But that shit looks scary, honestly. And you
It
did
did.
so good at it. Like, at that ending part where you're, like, getting choked. I mean, everybody watch it, of course. How can they watch this, by the way?
You can now watch it on BET Plus, or I believe it's on Paramount Plus, but you can watch it on BET Plus for sure, or just rent and buy it.
That's amazing. Buy that shit.
Can I say something?
Yeah, sure.
Watching the trailer, I got way more upset at black people getting hurt versus when I see white people getting hurt in a horror movie.
You're like, this is some bullshit. This is what they have to do?
I'm like, I got like real. I was like, why? And I was like, why am I getting more like it? When I see white people, I'm like, you guys probably did something fucked up. When I see black people, I'm like, oh my god, why?
He's like, it's maybe
it's like some kind of like weird white guilt.
He's
Like,
it's
what the
just-
fuck
yeah,
is that?
Oh, that's hilarious. Like, that could be a funny ass skit, actually.
Right.
That could be a funny ass fucking bit.
My white guilt coming out.
No, but that's
Jesus.
why it was so interesting, because it was like a proper horror. Like,
Yeah.
it was insane. Like, I was just getting like so cringed out. And watching you play that, which is like, I've known Kelsey forever now. And
Yeah.
it's like, oh my God, you really can do all these different type of roles. And then cut to, which I'm so excited to talk about
Yeah.
right now, playing Nas on the Wu-Tang show on Hulu, which is fucking major. You have Dave East, you have fucking Ashton Saunders, who I'm obsessed with. I think
Yeah,
he's
he's so
I think he's a
great.
fabulous actor and a fabulous talent. How was, first of all, did you audition? Did they ask? Like, what was that
I
process?
actually auditioned for that, and I thought it was definitely a long shot of me getting it, but I wanted to be on that show so bad.
Right.
Like, I was like, I knew it was rapping because they said they initially announced that this was going to be the last season. I'm like, fuck, I didn't get on this show. Like,
Now's the time.
And so an audition came, and I was like, no way. Like, and it didn't say specific the roles, but it said Nas like, and I was like, so then I kept like reading the code, and I was like, oh, this is Nas. So
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? I don't know if I'm gonna get it, but like, this is my perfect time to just get on this show, regardless. It's the last season, just whatever comes.
Right.
And I auditioned for it, and then like 2 weeks later, they called my manager and told me I got the job, and I was like, shit, I got to New
Fucking
York.
insane, yeah.
So I went there, and I'm like, this is so dope because I really want to get on this goddamn show.
I love
And I
it.
want to, I mean, you don't get a chance to play like,
Legendary, iconic.
yeah. So I was like, whatever, I'm about to do this.
Yeah.
And I had a really good time. The cast was cool. Like, I got to work with Shamik, and I don't know why I like know his name, and I'm drawing a blank on his name. I literally cannot remember.
Another
his name right
VIP.
now. And I hate that I forgot his name, but you are so great, and I totally appreciate you welcoming me on set.
That's amazing.
But yeah, it was a really, really good experience.
So what did they, obviously you know who Nas is, you do the background,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. Did they kind of say to you, this, at this time, this is how Nas was? Like was there any type
Yeah.
of direction?
How did
with
you
that?
prepare for that?
Right.
For me personally, so with the episode, if anybody haven't seen it yet, it's about the purple tape episode, and it's like they do a homage to like that record, and so this episode was one of those episodes that that's like an off episode, like it doesn't follow the whole storyline, but they want to do like an artistic episode on the take of the purple tape. So this was a mafia style, like
Yeah,
very
I felt that.
like wasn't really looking for us to be exactly what Nas or Biggie
Interesting.
was. They wanted us to play more of a mafia like style character. They just wanted me to kind of bring up the essence of Nas, of like be the essence of him, but kind of have more of a mafia style like gangster role, and not
Right.
like play Nas per se.
Yeah.
And so that's what I did, and it was fun. Like, I had a really good time.
Were you nervous? Like,
I was nervous, but I mean, I was nervous because, you know, it's that expectation of like,
Period.
is he gonna like it? Is he not gonna like it? Are people gonna like it? Are people gonna
Right.
hate it? But nonetheless, I was just like, you know what? I'm here. I made it. Like, this is what I wanted to do. I'm so happy to be a part of this show, and I had fun.
Did Nas ever at you on Instagram or anything?
No, he didn't.
We're gonna tag you, Nas.
Nas, come through, baby. Let's
Like-
go.
Please.
We want you on the pod.
Yeah, throw him a bone for sure.
He definitely did not.
Well, I thought you did a fucking amazing job. Like, I felt like you blended right in, because you're right. It was at a weird time, because I watched the whole fucking thing. I mean, it's so fucking good. If you guys haven't watched the show, watch it. I feel like they really embraced it correctly. I mean, some of the people that are in Wu-Tang were a part of
Yeah.
directing and stuff like that. So everything was done correctly. Like, I also was a big fan of Dave East on it. Like, I thought he was such in that Method Man vibe,
Yeah.
like always
Yeah.
having a blunt, you know what I mean? Always freestyling. That is Method Man, which
Yeah.
is so fucking cool. And even Ashton Sanders, like, he impressed me the fuck out of me. In the beginning, I was like, all right, we'll see what this guy can do. But he just really felt the part. And they're such passionate dudes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
About their work and their struggle. And I thought you did such an amazing job, and it was fucking phenomenal. Like, how long did you have to be in New York for? Like, it was just like one day filming?
I was there for like a week. The scene wasn't like a huge scene, so I only shot for like that day. But I was there for like a whole week of wardrobe because they were trying to decide on like what they want to put me in. And honestly, the outfit that they put me in, I was like, why did you put me in this leather outfit? Because they had the picture. I can't remember. It's a picture that Nas was in a red leather outfit.
I know
from
it.
top
Oh,
to
the
bottom.
exact outfit. Yep.
And I had a feeling when I booked it, I was like, this is probably the outfit they're gonna put me in. So when I got to wardrobe, I was like, yes. The outfit was laid out, and they're like, oh, we want to pick like between these two, and I really wanted to be like, it's the red.
Yeah.
Like, if you guys don't go with the red, like, what are you doing?
Facts.
But I didn't know how much power I could really like address this situation.
You don't want to come in too hot.
Yeah, so I was just kind of like, whatever. But I'm like, I really like this red. It looks really good on me. You know, I just kept saying that to like.
You're like, I will get more method if I have this red on. You know what I mean?
You know.
Or your method asking for like, yo, really, I just really want the red. You know what I mean? Like
That's what That's what I'm like. Yeah, I'll be more Nas.
Right.
And so so we tried on both, and they was like, yeah, the green. And I'm like,
That's not my color.
the red. And they was like, yeah, we'll see what they want. And so I was like, cool, whatever. Get
Right.
on set, get to my trailer, and it was the green. And I was like,
You're like,
why?
great, humble my ass real quick.
Why are we doing this?
That's why you haven't heard from Nas yet. He wanted you to wear the red.
He's
Yeah.
like, yo, put some respect on my fucking name.
You're not Nas.
But
You're
guess
not.
what, Nas? He said red, so we're on your team, straight up.
You know, so
Call
if anything,
us.
you're like, this wasn't, hey, I had your back.
Right.
What
But-
did your
Go ahead.
what did your brothers think about you playing Nas?
My brother was very,
Oh, boy.
he was actually shocked. And my brother was like hip hop fan. So he was actually pretty surprised. He was about it because he was the one that like loved that show. So he's like, what? You're going to be on Wu-Tang? I was like, I'm about to be on Wu-Tang. Yeah. Who you about to play? And I was like, Nas. And he was like, what? You don't
He's
know
like,
Nas.
shut his ass down. Yeah.
And he's like, yeah. I was like, yeah, I'm about to play Nas. He's like, what? So I was like, we can't tell nobody. So we really kept this like a secret for a while. But it was a pretty good experience, I would pretty much say. Like, I really enjoyed it. That was a good time.
Well,
And
it's
I got to work
crazy.
in New York.
Yeah, but it's crazy too because it's like you get to that point where you're like, dude, I just got this major role, like I'm about to pop off, and then what happens? The strike.
That's right. Yes.
So let's dive into that because this has been a big deal in LA. I mean, everywhere has been affected, but you know,
Especially
we
here.
all have friends in the industry. We have writer friends, we have actor friends, we have you know production,
Producers.
and it's affecting everyone, even down to people that
Hair.
are working in service industry because people aren't able to go out
Yeah.
and
Spend
spend
money.
money. So it's been a whole weird thing, and it's been longer than the first. I forgot when the first one was, but this has been. People are picketing every day. They're really fighting for their lives here, and even like A-list celebrities. That's how you see
Yeah.
that. Yo, these motherfuckers, they're really not getting what they deserve.
It's over 100 days now.
Oh, yeah.
Seems well, yeah.
It's been going and counting.
What's your take on it? What's your whole situation?
I mean, I think, unfortunately, like, I hate that it happened because it was just like, everything's going great, and then all of a sudden, abrupt stop
Yeah.
because of the strike. And it's one of those things, though, while I've been, like, working and stuff, like, since, like, literally during the pandemic, I started to notice all the stuff that we are, like, what we want, what we're fighting against.
Right.
So you start to pick up on that too, and you do realize like a lot of this stuff is just like the business practice is very much outdated. And really, I think the biggest curtain pull for everybody to know is we're not getting paid what people think we are getting paid.
Right.
Like, there's a lot of actors that are actually like broke. or like a person that has a regular job makes more money than people that you see that's on TV. Granted, yes and no. Like residuals are not especially in streaming, residuals are really bad. Like that is, it's very much true.
Yeah, for
like,
the streaming.
Even for my situation, like it doesn't make sense of what I'm getting paid for a show I did on Disney Plus to Wu-Tang. Like the residual is like almost like $900 in difference, and it's like, why y'all can keep that residuals for Wu-Tang, but you can't, because I do want the money. But at the same time, you're just like, how do these people expect for people to live, you know?
Right.
And it was getting bad, because even when I was auditioning, like before we went on strike, there would be auditions that casting directors would offer that were like guest star, reoccurrings, and you're like, for us, we're like, cool, a guest star, like a reoccurring. Those are roles that are major roles on TV. And in your mind, you're like, cool, I got a major role on TV, major credit. I'm going to get paid pretty good, because you're also thinking about your residuals. But then the casting director, and you know who you are, are like, oh, well, especially for streaming, because that's the thing what people don't understand about streaming. Streaming budgets are totally different from network. And so, like, they have this flexibility from the producer and creator standpoint to pay the actor what really they're not supposed to get paid. So in the sense of, like, what I'm saying is a guest star and a reoccurring, they'll be like, oh, we have this reoccurring role, but we only can pay you co-star rate, which co-star bits are like under 5 roles. And under 5 is under 5 lines, so small bits. So you're like, you want me to do this show and only pay me like $1,000?
Right.
Like, why?
It's like a slap in the face almost. Like,
yeah. You know, and again, you're saying like people are in the service industry or whatever. It's like, now they got to take a day off or 2 or a week off of work that for that week they might make more than what they're going to make for doing that TV show. And it's very sickening that, you know, I start seeing that a lot, especially on the streaming aspect, because everything is moving to streaming. Where it's like a lawless infrastructure on the streaming side of them paying actors like $600 to do like an episode. You're like, what is this?
And for, like you said, being on set, the hours, all that stuff, like it's almost like you're losing money at that point.
You are. Did you personally feel like AI is as big of a threat as some people are making it out to be as far as background is concerned?
I think for background, I can honestly see logistically why like AI do work for production wise. We all can see that for like background, but I think it's messed up because the thing about the background community that I am happy that SAG is like standing up for our people. These people are our people too, and it sucks because background people are your grandmother, your aunt, anybody that just want to make an extra little $100, $200 that want to go on set, that maybe like a little part-time job or whatever it is for them. You rob that community of people that make money, that also it translate for the studios. Because some people are, I wouldn't say they're career background people, but there are people like
low-key that
a program might sign them to be background for the whole entire season. And especially for like those Disney shows, like if you
the classmates and shit.
Yeah, like think about when we was watching like Hannah Montana, prime example. That's So Raven. A lot of those background kids, some of them were reoccurring, like they've been on there for seasons if you like pay attention. And so that's the thing that like what they want to do now is take them and then like make a digital version of them. So like.
Well, I mean, if you think about it too, they already do like AI background people for things like Lord of the Rings and like these huge big budget where, you know, people don't even look real regardless. So so it's really been put into practice for a minute, but now they're wanting to make it more organic. They're wanting to like replace like real humans in small settings. And you know, that is wrong. And in a way it is a little scary. And
also, I don't think they realize, but like, it looks fucking weird. Like we notice it and we see it. It's not like, oh, we can afford this little 2-second clip. You don't have to be real. No, it does look fucking weird and it looks off. I feel like it'd be better for the film. And like I don't even know how directors would look at that and be like, yeah, no. Like I feel like as a passionate person that's an artist, they would be like, yo, we want the real deal. Unless it is like, you know, a fucking Avatar type shit or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Do it where it belongs. You know
bunch
what I mean?
of Smurfs running around.
Because it's true. You do remember those random kids like in the hallway for That's a Raven and stuff like that. Like people that love shows, they notice everything. People don't realize the fans that watch these shows, they notice everything. Like they are diehard fans for it. What do you think it's gonna take at this point? I mean, like, have you like, you know?
I mean, I do think. I mean, as much as the studios want to talk like shit, I do think, like, a lot of them are bluffing in the sense that, like, what people got to understand in the mass of all of this is all tied to our economy. The Wall Street is what this is tied to. So, at the end of the day, if they're losing billions, they're going to lose investors. So, they're going to have to eventually, like, give in.
Right.
I mean, it is hurting us. Like, it definitely is hurting the actors the longer we go on strike. But also, it is hurting the corporations. And I'm like, we just can't continue this. We just really can't, because it's just going to become a point where, like, it's just really not worth it. If anybody tell me now, like, would you recommend being in the entertainment industry? I would probably say, like, no. Like, it depends. Like, me, I'm very passionate about it. I've been doing the arts for a long time, so it's just something that I just know. But, like, would I recommend it to the 10-year-old?
No, yeah, right.
No, it's just not. I mean, another big thing that people don't understand, like, the capacity of our, like, how we make our money is, like, your top actors are the ones that are making cash.
Right.
But a lot of people hit a certain part in their career that they're able to get brand deals. And honestly, your brand deals are paying you more.
Oh, for sure. And that's like a longevity.
Yeah.
You know?
And, you know, like, Sydney Sweeney is a person that talked about it in her interview.
Oh, she's running that check, sweetie.
You know, she was at first. I don't know about her paycheck now. I ain't coming for you, Sydney Sweeney. But, you know, she was talking about how she bought a $1.3 million house, and, you know, she couldn't believe she could afford it because, like, she doesn't make as much money as Zendaya and the rest of them on the cast. But, like, right now, I'm pretty sure she makes the money.
Right, for sure.
You know, it comes to reality, especially for me when I was doing my press last year. Like, PR costs a lot of money, first and foremost. And that's another side of this whole industry that people don't understand, that, like, you know, we're fighting because our checks shrink. We got the government. You got to pay. When you get to a point in your career, you want to have PR. You have to promote the stuff that you are doing. So that becomes a necessity of something that you really have to have in order to make it. So then nobody's telling a young kid of, like, oh yeah, you're going to have about, like, $10,000 a month to be able to pay for your rent in high ass LA.
Right.
You got to pay your agent, your manager, legal, and then PR is going to cost you $3,000. Like, you know, it's like,
damn, yeah.
Nobody
to maybe stay afloat, you know what I mean, in this scene.
You got to invest in yourself, just like how we invest in the podcast.
Girl, you have no idea. Girl, listen, we did this shit, and, you know, and shout out to our editors. We love you guys, and producers and everybody that's helping us out. But when we got that first invoice, boy, I was like,
it's like, all right,
sponsor. That's why we keep asking for sponsors, bitch. I will give you a whispered compliment.
Yeah.
Touch your knee. Aaron, I'm sorry, baby.
Maybe even a hand job if the price is right.
I'll fucking do a handy, bro.
Why not?
Those take a minute these days.
Yeah, just 1 second.
Actually, well, that actually segues into the perfect segment.
Oh, you know, we got.
No, we have a new handy segment. Drop them. No, I was kidding.
Yeah, we're gonna just.
So, baby, what's introduced to Kelsey?
So we're gonna do Fuck, Marry, Kill. We do this every episode.
Okay, I love it.
And so I've got 3 gentlemen
lay it on me
for us to all fuck, marry, or kill, or all 3, whatever. So we're gonna start with Simone, me, and then we're gonna close with you. Okay. So our 3 we have here are Nas, Kanye West.
Like Kelsey Nas or Nas? So Nas.
Nas. That was good. Nas, Kanye West, and
Kanye.
Jussie Smollett.
Jussie Smollett. Power
Sour.
boy. Yeah.
Empire.
All right. I was Empire, yes. Okay, fuck. Man, this is rough. This is hard. Okay, so I might fuck Jesse just because he's a little cutie. Yeah, he's a piece of shit weirdo. But you know what? You fuck them so you don't have to talk to them ever again, right?
Yeah, right, exactly.
So I'll throw you a bone, Jesse boy, but I might jump you after just because you're a little bitch. I definitely am going to marry Nas because I fuck with Nas. Illmatic album is one of my favorites of all time. So I'll marry him forever. In hopes of marrying Kelsey also. If we're gonna do like the method version, but obviously kill Kanye because listen, dude, I really tried to fight for you, but you are just fucking up constantly. Go back to college dropout. You know that song. I miss the old Kanye.
2007.
Yeah, let's sit in that pocket then maybe, but you're dead to me. Sorry, that got dark. Okay.
Okay. I would fuck Jussie Smollett because he's so cute to me.
He's a cutie.
Even though he's did some bad things and he lied and he cheated
They
and all
all
that kind
do.
of stuff. Exactly. What other
That never
man
happens.
does?
They
you
never
know?
do that, do they?
And, and I can bottom or I can top for him.
That's
So,
true. You top his ass
I can
off.
top
sweetie.
his ass off. Get the strap on out.
Strap that
Okay,
on.
strap it up. I would kill Nas. Sorry.
You know what? This is our last episode.
Sorry.
I told you, Bibi always goes left with these shits. She really does.
I wish he.
No.
So tell us
not
why you would
nice.
marry Kanye.
I just
you
wish
fucking freak.
I wish Khalees and him were still together. But it's okay.
Please don't beat his ass again.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know. I just liked them. And I would marry Kanye so I could outlive him by poisoning him and just take his money.
Okay.
Sounds like a plan.
It does, sure does. Watch out. Yay.
I think for me, honestly, I'm still triggered by Jussie Smollett, so unfortunately, Jesse, I would kill you. Yeah, the hoax is just a taboo in the community.
Yeah, it is.
It really
It was
is.
not
It's
for the
hacky as
culture.
fuck.
It's just not. I just can't.
Yeah, respect your community. You're right.
I'm sorry. Kanye, I probably would fuck just because the
That's all you
simple
gotta-
fact
yeah.
that, again, I wouldn't have to talk to him. And I'm like a super Kanye fan, but I'm also mad at you, Kanye.
Yeah.
Like, are
Just be
you
a
kidding
hate
me?
fuck.
Yeah. At least you could say you fuck Kanye. That's the only thing
Yeah.
that's like, you know.
He'll make me famous because like he has.
Oh, bitch, no wonder. I see what you were doing. I see what you were doing here. He's obviously going to marry Nas because he can't go back now on that bullshit. I love you
Exactly.
for
And I would marry Nas because like it's Nas.
that. Nas is a legend.
So you hear that, Nas? He wants to marry you,
So
and
I-
you guys can both wear the red suits.
Okay?
That part.
I'll put
red
the red
suit.
suit on for you, buddy. Okay? No, but Kelsey, thank you so much for being on this
Yeah,
episode.
no problem.
It was amazing. We're probably going to, post it out within a couple of weeks here, but I would love for you, if you look over here, tell them your handle where we could see you, reach you, and whatever else you want to promote.
You can find me on Instagram. I am at Kelsey Caesar, KelCaesar. DM me, whatever you like.
Nice.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Kelsey.
you. And we
Yeah,
always
no problem.
finish
Thank you
off,
for having
we
me.
just flick off the camera at the end. We loves to see
Loves
it.
to
And
see
we'll see you
it.
next Tuesday.
See you guys. Thank you.